Okay, so there are four things, right? Science, technology, religion, and magic. Okay? Science, technology, religion, and magic. Now, assuming you're called upon to categorize these four things into two groups, which things would you put in which group? What would your categorization scheme for science, technology, religion, and magic be? Well, I think most people would employ a methodological categorization scheme. They would say that science and technology go together, and religion and magic go together, because they have similarities in their methods. Because science and technology both use reason and experimentation, and, the scientific method, and religion and magic both use supernatural ideas, right? Not natural ideas, but supernatural ideas. So they'd categorize them by method. But in his brilliant 1943 essay, The Abolition of Man, C.S. Lewis gives us an alternative categorization scheme for these four things. He suggests that it might be equally or perhaps even more appropriate to employ a functional categorization scheme, in which he puts science together with religion and technology together with magic. And he justifies this categorization by saying that instead of categorizing by means, this would categorize by ends, right? Methodological categorization would be by means. Functional categorization would be by ends. Methods and then goals, right? If you're going to categorize by goals, then science and religion share the common goal of conforming the mind of man to an external reality, of discovering truth, which is correspondence to reality. While technology and magic both share the common goal of conforming the external reality to the designs of the mind of man. So that's the major difference between science and applied science, is that science is simply trying to discover what is out there, and applied science, that is, technology, is trying to make things, right? And religion, at least as the Abrahamic religions see it, is an external God's attempt to communicate with us. While magic is our attempt to create, our own reality. So so once you start looking at things that way, you start to realize there's all these parallels between technology and magic. That it's not a mistake exactly that we've come into using the term computer wizard, right? Someone who knows how to use computers is commonly called a computer whiz or computer wizard. Because technology and magic, in many ways, share some common goals. Now, I'm not saying that technology is magic. I am saying that they do share, in some ways, a common goal. And that's so it's a very interesting way of looking at it. Now, of course, for the Christian, magic is basically something that's forbidden, and technology is not. a natural dominance of man over the natural order is within the scheme of things that's allowed, while a supernatural manipulation of the natural order apart from God is forbidden in Abrahamic ethics. I think the Jews and the Muslims would agree on that. So there is, of course, a major difference between technology and magic in terms of ethics, but not, because of the differing methods, but not as much as we might think, because of in terms of goals. And there is a lot more camaraderie between science and religion than we might think. Nowadays, we're sort of used to the radical atheists being the prominent scientists, but when modern science was first getting off the ground, we had prominent thinkers like Johannes Kepler said that all he'd ever done as an astronomer was to think God's thoughts after him. He regarded scientists as being priests of the highest God who study the book of nature, just as priests of the church study Scripture. So it gives you this whole different perspective on the world. The abolition of man and its functional categorization scheme completely changes your model. And so that's something I'm working on. Hopefully I should have the Abolition of Man Simplified Part 3 up before too long. Still need to do a little more research, but that's one of the major points it needs to make. Anyway, thanks very much.